Hey everybody, welcome to Creating a Brand That Makes You Money. This is Ruby Polanco here at Ruby Makeup Academy, and I am so excited to be here. This is my first live stream ever. So I'm a little bit nervous, and as you can see, I've been like sitting here. You guys are without me knowing that you guys are actually looking at me, but I am excited to be here. I just want to thank everybody for being here with me today, okay? And I'm excited with everything that I'm going to create with creating a brand that makes you money. This is a class that I created, a business class for the creative mind. Um, I, I think that a lot of artists don't make the money that they should because they always think as an artist. And so myself as an artist, I had that problem at the beginning, but I learned how to think like a business person. And so this program is created for that, for those artists out there, so we can teach you how to think like a business person. So you can switch from the right to the left, to the left from to the right. It's just the way that I have practiced for a few years to be able to do my art, do makeup, have fun, and then I'm able to switch, and become the business person when I have to. Anyways, a lot of you probably know me already. For those that don't know me, I'm going to share a little bit about my life and why I'm doing what I'm doing here. This class is about turning your dreams into a reality. I'm a big believer of dreaming big, creating the world that you want. It's about turning your passion into a vision and inspiring others. So I hope this class can help you do that. As a kid, I was not taught to dream big. I came to this country when I was 12, and I came to this country to work hard, to save money, and then one day we were going to go back to our country and have a good life. Well, as you know, that doesn't happen. I'm sure that a lot of you guys came here to this country with the same dream, right? Working hard, saving money, and go back to your country. And it doesn't really happen, You get stuck here in this country working every day, surviving every day, and not ever making enough money to go back to your country or to have a great life here in this country. So, anyways, my mom's biggest dream for me was to become a housekeeper, a highly paid housekeeper, because I was going to speak English and I was going to do so well and I was going to get a great job and all those fun things, right? And so I did. I actually work as a housekeeper and I work as a nanny and I did all those fun things, right, that my mom wanted me to do. But one day I realized that I wanted more. I wanted to go to school. I wanted to have a good life. I wanted to just have all the money that I wanted to, and buy things and have a nice car and have a nice home. And so after having my kid, I got pregnant at age 16, had my kid by 17. By 18, right after I had my kid, I realized, no, this cannot be it. This is not the life for me. After my son was born, I wanted to give him a better life. I wanted my son to have me. I wanted him to grow up to see his mother to be somebody, and I wanted him to be better than me. I grew up without my mom. She had to work 3 jobs. She had to work very hard. I hardly ever saw my mother, and so I didn't want that for my son. And so I worked very hard. I went to school. I will work at night, and then I will go to school in the morning. After, I will drop off my son at school. And eventually I managed to finish like my AA. I went to Trade Tech here in downtown LA. And after doing that, I decided to actually go for my bachelor's. And I got a bachelor's in business. Anyways, after that, I did all this stuff. I had fun. I was making good money. Just the fact that I bettered myself opened so many doors for me, and I was doing really good. I went into real estate, okay, made so much money. And also when the market crashed, I lost everything. And when I say I lost everything, I mean I lost everything, where I was practically homeless, okay? Believe it or not. And right around the same time that I was starting this business, that's when all that was happening. So I had it really tough at the beginning. So if you're in that place if you're a makeup artist or if you're just an artist, whatever it is that you do, and you're in that place where you don't know what you're doing with your life, you're not making money, you're not doing what you want to do, which is doing your art, and you're trying to figure out your life, this is the right place for you. Okay, we're gonna figure out that today. We're gonna figure out what your brand is, what your passion is, and we're gonna take that and turn it into a tangible brand. It's something that you can make money and do really well. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Anyways, I started Ruby Cosmetics, I don't know, like 10 years ago. I did good with that. I lost all that. Eventually, I started Ruby Makeup Academy, and that's when I found my passion, because I found myself teaching young people how to be somebody, how to do things, right? And that's how I started Ruby Makeup Academy. Now, this school, after struggling and working hard and just doing my best, with the business, last year, Ruby Makeup Academy made it to Inc. 500 as one of the top 500 fastest growing company in the country. Can you imagine that? This girl, okay, from the hood. I grew up in the hood, guys, in South Central LA, okay, now has a multi-million-dollar company, and we made it to Inc. 500. We made it to history, and that for me, as this girl from the hood, it means a lot. It was such an accomplishment. It was intensive. It was amazing to be called that. I was number 403, and I believe we made it in California as number 77, number 28 in Los Angeles metropolitan area, and number 7 in the educational industry. So that was very huge for me. Some of the companies that made it to this list, the Inc. 500, were Microsoft, Pandora, Zappos, Jamba Juice, Timberland, Intuitive, Oracle, and now Ruby Makeup Academy is in that list. So anyways, I know my stuff. I know what I'm talking about, okay, about creating a brand that makes you money. Thanks to my passion, my vision, and the hard work of all my girls that work with me. And of course, Trish, we made it to where we are now. And so my job today is to teach you how to bring that passion that you have and turn it into a business, a real business, not just the art of doing makeup or doing hair or having fun. Again, I was there with you guys a few years ago where I thought it was the passion, where I thought I had to let go of one to do the other one. And I realized that that was not the case, that I could actually do both, have my art, create, and at the same time run a business that makes me money. I always say, passion is my business. I do everything with passion. I do everything with love. And some people might say in business, you don't need passion, you don't need love. I don't know. I will probably argue about that, because I have gone so many places where people just sees business as a structure, system, right? And they work hard, they do all this, but without the passion, without the brand, without creating that energy, that makes you glow and attract the right people to your business, they don't do as well. We good? Okay. Anyways, in business, you guys are going to learn, first is first, branding, right? We're going to create that brand. Eventually, you guys are going to have to learn more about marketing and creating a culture and innovation. But I have to tell you, though, everything starts with creating that brand, with bringing that passion to the front, and then everything is going to start falling into place, okay? And for those, that are listening to me right now, you guys have to know that I will be doing a series of business classes where you guys are going to learn with me marketing, how to sell yourself, how to create a price list, how to market yourself, how to turn your passion into money. So what is branding? Okay. And branding is the process of creating a unique name, an image, a product, a service, or a personality. A lot of companies now, even when they're selling a bar of soap or bleach or whatever. They have turned those products into a personality, into something that they want. That's how they attract the right people to the product, right? So today I'm going to focus actually on personality brand, especially for you guys out there that you guys are doing makeup, hair, and styling and all that fun stuff, right? We want to make sure that your personality stands out. The people knows who you are. The people feels attracted by your personality. And so we're going to talk about that. So first, let's talk about brands that we recognize. That's the first thing. We want to know first, what is a brand? What does a brand feels like, okay? And hopefully you guys are writing down some of the brands that you guys love, because we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But here's some of my favorites, right? And some of the ones that the whole world recognizes. And that would be Coca-Cola, Clorox, and Guess, okay? And these brands I call brands that we trust. Why? Because we grew up with those brands. When we were born, they were already there. So when we think of a soda, we always said, oh, I feel like a Coke. Oh, I want a Coke. Oh, let's get a drink. Yeah, let's get something with Coke, right? And so it's something that we grew up with Coca-Cola, and it doesn't matter what happens, where you go, where you are, you trust that brand. You know that when you drink a Coca-Cola, it's going to taste the same. My other one, my favorite actually, is Clorox. Whenever we need bleach for our clothes, we don't say we need some bleach. Well, sometimes we do, right? Let's bleach the whites or something like that. But we always say, honey, can you buy me a bottle of Clorox, for the laundry room or something like that, right? We always use the name of the product. So that's how powerful branding is. It replaces the name of the service or product with your name. Right? How about the smoky eye? Everybody says, oh, I want that Kim K look. Now that's powerful branding, because it is not her invention, but yet we all call it the Kim K look. We want that glowy face, the smoky eyes, and all that stuff. The other brand that I like in particular is Guess. Guess has been around forever. And Guess, you know that if you want a nice pair of jeans and that makes you sexy, you go with Guess, right? So these are some of the brands that we trust. And why am I talking all this about these brands? Because your brand is going to be one day like theirs if you do your homework, if you work with passion, and if you develop your brand to where people can relate to, your brand can last 100 years. Okay, when you go and buy a refrigerator, you don't just buy the first brand you see. You probably go for GE, or what's the other one? No, you don't know? Huh? Frigidaire, Whirlpool, right? So those are the brands that you go into a store and you're looking for those. They're more pricey too. When you have a brand that people trust, people charge more. You pay more. So anyways, my next group of brands that I like is the brands that we love. And those are the most popular. They're popular with like the young generation all the way to probably people my age or even older. But mainly, there's that big gap of 20 years. And the brands we love is MAC Cosmetics. Right? Don't we just love MAC? It doesn't matter what they do. We have the same colors over and over every few years, and we still buy them just because they changed the name or the packaging or whatever. We just can't have enough of that brand. So now that's a powerful brand. When you have to go and spend money over and over and over, and a lot of the times buy the same product, you just love being there. You feel good being there. You feel fancy being there. You feel like, oh yeah, I can afford this, right? So that's what I mean. Is it good? Okay, that's what I mean when I say brands we love. It's those brands that we're obsessed about, Another one of my favorites is Nike. Just do it. Oh my God, that sentence, right? We use it over and over. And when we say just do it, it's empowering. It takes you to a place where you can do things. You can run, you can create things, it will take you to the next level. So you see the words that I'm using. So that's another group of brands. We also have the Apple computers, the iPads, the iPhones, right? Now, they lost so much market years ago, and then they came back one day out of nowhere with a new logo, with a new feel, and color. Remember those laptops at the beginning? Not laptops, the actual computers that they look like apples, and they were like pink and and purple and neon green, and they were so cool. And from there, after that, they just took over the market, you know. But a little bit of thinking, an amazing logo, and with Steve Jobs, right? His theme was simple, easy, clean lines. So that was a brand that we all fell in love with. And I swear, I have my laptop, my iPad, my mini one. Ooh, music. Okay, I think the iPad is telling me that I'm talking too much. Anyways, but we fall in love with all that stuff, right? And so the other one is Michael Kors. Every time I do this class live, I always ask, what is it about Michael Kors? What made them so popular? And I don't know that people knows, but they came in with something that was affordable, fun, elegant, and it make you feel like you were wearing something fancy without spending the money that you would spend at a really high-end brand, right? And it was fun and colorful, and it was young, and it was beautiful, and we love it. I think I have like 10 probably Michael Kors purses. I have like so many brands. Are we good? Okay, very good. Just checking with my technician, making sure you can still see me, okay? So anyway, so those are the brands that we love. So we have the brands that we trust, right? They're usually been around us for many generations, or at least long enough to where you feel you grew up with them. Then we have the brands that we love, right? And the brands that we love are, you know, the fun ones, the ones that we can afford, and things that we can, you know, just that we love, that we can accessorize with. And it doesn't mean it's just those brands. It means many things, but you know, it's about just what's popular, what's hot. My next brand is brands that makes us say, you fancy, huh? What brands are those? Come on, I know you're thinking about those brands right now. Louis Vuitton, Mercedes-Benz, and Tiffany. Those brands, I don't I still don't get it, even though I have a couple of Louis Vuitton. But they're fancy. When you put on those purses, when you put on that purse, when you put on that bill, you just feel like you have arrived. You feel like you have money. You feel, and then people treat you the same way though. And so you pay a lot of money for these brands. They try to make the brand also affordable for the younger generation, but it's a brand that it doesn't matter how old are you just love that brand. You know that when you wear that brand, you're fancy. You have money. You feel good. You know, you have a certain level of a status, right? And Tiffany, who doesn't love Tiffany? That's a brand that I feel that is popular. So it's one of the brands that we love, but it's also an expensive brand. You can get a necklace for like $20, $30, but we choose to spend what, $700, $800 for a necklace. And so that's the power of branding. So those are like my 3 categories for branding, right? And now my question to you is, which one do you identify with? Which one do you feel that you can that you feel connected to, and that when you create your own brand, you say, one day I'm gonna be like this brand, right? For me, when I was starting my company and I didn't know much about branding and all that, I knew the concept, but I didn't really know it, you know? I used to identify a lot with MAC Cosmetics. It was not so much the product, but it was the energy, the vibe, and the colors, and it was fun. And you know, the girls, when you walked into that place, it was like they felt they were like divas, you know, and I think we all were attracted to that. And so that was one of my favorites. Now, the other category that I added here is the personality brands. And with that, I mean, you know, it's when you, and this is for you because this is the part that you were waiting for, right? It's when you turn the way that you are, however you are, whether you're a shy person, a very outgoing person, or sexy, you know, this is where you get a chance to show who you are, and people actually follows you because of who you are. A personality brand, right? Like Kim Kardashian. We don't know where she came from. Well, we do, but let's not talk about that. But we just fell in love with her look and her makeup and her curvy body and her big butt. And she made big butts be popular, right? Did she change for anybody? Did she try to be somebody else? No, she said, you're gonna like me the way that I am, and that's it, whether you like it or not. That girl doesn't even smile, okay? But we'll just buy anything she touches. And so that's a personality brand. Some of our favorites: Kim Kardashian, Beyonce, Paris Hilton. I think she disappeared. I don't know where she's at now. I haven't seen her much around, the industry, but she is a brand that we still like. She was that Barbie look that we all wanted to be one day, and that we all love. And then we have, of course, Oprah. And I apologize if I'm going a little bit too fast, but I do have a lot to share, and I'm trying to cover everything for you guys. I also want to give you guys time to ask me questions, okay? The other one is Oprah. Oprah is one of our favorite brands. It doesn't matter what that woman does. She just touches everybody wants to be part of it. Everybody wants to buy. And so do you see the different personalities that I'm talking about? Okay, Kim Kardashian, right? Pretty serious. She doesn't give up about what you think, and we just love her. Beyonce, she is the sweetest, nicest, but she's also a powerhouse. We love her. Her voice is amazing. Paris Hilton, she was just pretty. And then Oprah, of course, genius. So some of the traits that you're going to find in someone's personality is either they're very exciting, or they're very competitive, or sophisticated. If you think about it, about the brands that you like, right? For example, Kim Kardashian, she's very sophisticated. And so what is it about her that attracts to you? Write down some of the things that you like from that brand, okay? For example, with Ruby Makeup Academy, and I'm not talking about me, okay? I'm talking about the academy. When I created the brand, when I started putting the brand together, one of the things that that I wanted to see with my brand was that young women will come to my school because they were beautiful, sexy, fun, and they wanted success. So whenever I describe my brand, that's all I talk about. Yeah, I talk about what is your brand, what is your business. I don't even talk about the classes that I teach, or the program, or the curriculum. I talk about my culture, about all the young people that graduates in my school, about all the young women and men that works for me, right? And I talk about how fun they are, how beautiful and sexy, and how strong, and how bad they want success. And that's exactly who I attracted. Why? Because when I started this company, I was fun, sexy. I thought I was beautiful, right? And so I wanted to create more of that. I wanted to attract that. I wanted my brand to feel like me, like I wanted to be in a business where I was happy, and where it felt like you were not going to work. And I think I did a good job creating that. A lot of my girls, hopefully all of my girls, they love it, right? And they think that this is a fun place to work at, And so that was the brand for me. That was the personality of Ruby Makeup Academy. Now I have my own personality. After working behind my business for years, creating that image, I decided to turn me as a person into a brand. And now that I'm branching into doing business class and all that, I decided to rebrand myself. And I don't know if some of you guys that have seen me or met me or have seen my photos somewhere, you guys remember like 6 months ago, I was blonde and a little bit different than what I look like right now. Now I'm going with that pinup look. It's the inner diva in me, that I always feel that this is me, like I'm from old school Hollywood, And so I decided to bring that out and make that my signature look for this. So I hope you guys can see where I'm taking you guys. And I hope that as you guys are listening to me, you guys are also walking with me that path of turning your dreams, your passion into an actual vision, And so again, my Ruby girls, they work hard, they play hard, they're beautiful, they're sexy, and I think they represent me pretty well, okay? So let me take a deep breath because I'm like talking so fast. Okay, now we also have social media celebrities. It's still under personality celebrities, but these people, they're not singers, they're not actors, they're just urban celebrities. They Social media turned these people into celebrities. They started posting pictures, posting videos. At first, it was just for fun. Some of them, it was just to create maybe a little bit of attention to their business, right? And now we have millionaires in this category. Yes, millionaires. That you heard me right. People in social media like YouTube, they're making millions. I don't know if people in IG they're making that yet, but people are making money just by showing their personality with a little bit of their skills. That's what it is. And some of my favorites from this category is Jeffree Star, one of my favorites, with his pink hair, his tattoos. He feels dark, but he looks like a Barbie. Don't you just love him? I think the whole world loves him. It doesn't matter how old you are, where you're from. People just loves this guy, and he's one of my favorites. He is a makeup artist, but I think mainly he's very popular just because of his face, his look, and just his personality. We also have Dress Your Face, one of my favorite girls. This girl, wow, her skills are mad. We love her for her skills, but also we just love her face. It's Instagram had made her an instant celebrity, and we love her. And I think she's one of my favorites, but she is a very talented businesswoman. For her, I follow her everywhere she goes, and she has been in some of my events, doing a demo when we were with Brian Champagne, and I was like, wow, this girl is talented, and we just love her. Now, can you see the difference though? I adore Jeffree Star. He's just so out there, right? His makeup, his hair, he's crazy, he's wild, and he's a little bit dark, right? I love him. And then I have Dress Your Face, who is total opposite of what Jeffree is, and we love her. We love her too, right? And now the other person that I want to tell you is Anastasia. Who does not love Anastasia, right? She is just amazing. She has created a brand in the last few years, just with eyebrows. Who would have thought that? We've been doing eyebrows for, I don't know, so many years, and then she turned this product into a powerhouse brand, and now we cannot have enough. Okay, so that's a social media celebrity brand, and for them, it's a lot about their image and what they do and everything, but then whatever they touch, they sell. Wherever they go, people runs to see them. And so that's what you want to create with your brand. You want to be able to create something unique and different for yourself. Okay, so here's what you're gonna need to create a brand. Okay, creating a brand, I want you guys to go, not yet, after we're done here, I want you guys to go and write down at least 5 brands that you like. It can be a product, it can be a company, or it can be a personality. You tell me, do you like Coca-Cola? Do you like Dress Your Face? Do you like Michael Kors? Do you want to be fancy like Louis Vuitton? And then after you write those 5 different brands, at least 3, okay? Then write down what is it about them that you like. Think of them like if they're a person. Just write it down, and then see who do you identify with. Once you have accomplished that, then you're gonna have a better feeling of who you wanna be. Okay, remember when I told you when I created Ruby Makeup Academy, I was in love with MAC and I love the whole brand, the vibe and everything. They were a little bit too arrogant for me. And so I wanted my girls to be more fun and more friendly. But anyways, it was one of my favorite brands when I started the company. And I looked at a few brands, and that was it. You don't have to have just one. You can have a few brands. You can have 2, 3 brands. But write down what they like, what you like about them. So if you like BB, for example, right? What is it that BB makes you feel? Because a brand is a feeling. Okay? Once you know what that favorite brand that you have makes you feel, then you're going to realize what is it that you want to make people feel with your brand. Does that make sense? And so once you've done that, then you're going to have a better understanding and how to create a product or a service or turn yourself into something that people are going to like more. Anyways, I lost my thought for here for a minute. So once you have that, right, once you get a feeling of what you want, then you're going to be able to create a a voice, a message. You're going to be able to create a look for your company. So if you go with BB, for example, right? BB is young, fun, sexy. Is when you buy their clothes, you can be someone who, you know, they wants to go to a nightclub, or you can also be the sexy girl at the office because they also have that look and feel, right? And so their whole brand, it doesn't matter what they're designing, the whole thing is that you're gonna feel sexy with their clothes. And so what is your brand? Do you sell makeup? Do you sell a service, a makeup application? When you come to their home to do their makeup, do you just want to do makeup and go home? Or do you want to make them feel something? You want to give them an experience. And what I mean with that is, do you just tell them, oh yeah, I charge $35? Or you say, I charge $250, and with that, you're gonna get this, 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 this. And I mean my full attention. They know you're someone who has a good history with doing makeup. You have a strong portfolio, right? And then you create an experience for them, kind of like when you go to the spa, but except for now you're coming to them, and part of your experience, of their experience with you, could be the product, could be a list of things that you give them before the event, could be just different things, you know. Anyways, you guys can ask me questions about this, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But once you get that feeling, then you'll be able to have a voice. For example, right, myself, now that I have this new look, I have changed my wardrobe and everything, and I am more into my sexy self here. I'm trying to, you know, I have a brand where I want to be a business owner. I want to teach you how to do business, but I don't want to come to you looking like a business lady. I want to show you that you can be beautiful, sexy, smart, okay, and you want to create a multi-million-dollar brand. I want you to relate to that. So when you're creating your brand, go ahead and do that. What is it that attracts people to you? Okay? When you go to a makeup artist, what is it that makes you feel good when you're with them? When you are doing, if you're a pinup girl, right? If you like to be like dressed up like a pinup girl, you're probably gonna go and look for a makeup artist that feels like that. So if you're a makeup artist and that's your thing, then show people that you can do makeup like that you look like that when they come to you, they feel that you know your stuff, okay? So specialize in something too. And that's what branding is gonna help you to define, to what area you're gonna specialize in. You're gonna be able to create the feel and the voice. How do you speak to your clients? If you are young, fun, and sexy, you're not gonna talk to someone who's 60, not fun, and you know, they probably don't want the makeup that you do. Maybe your makeup is too heavy, right? And so that's where I'm going with that. So it's very important. You're gonna find 5 different brands. We're gonna find what is it that you like about those brands. You're gonna relate them to your feelings of what is it that you wanna make people feel with that, and then you'll be able to create the rest of your message, your voice, your look, and all that. So now that we understand the feeling, now that we understand your passion, now that we know that you want to create something that makes people feel something. Remember with Ruby Makeup Academy, I did not say I want to create a program where people learn makeup. No, I said when I first started is I want to create a company where people come and learn makeup, but they also feel like they belong. They feel supported, and they feel that they can be ready for the world. So you see that? And the people that I'm going to attract to my business are young, fun, sexy women. They want to be empowered. They want to be successful, and they want to make money in the industry, you know? And so what is it that I attract? I attract young women. I attract young women, young men. I attract people that are in the industry. They're artistic, but they also like to look good, feel good about life, you know? And so now that we know that feeling, building your brand. Now that you have a clear vision of what you want to do, now it's going to be a lot easier. And I apologize if I keep looking here because I have a little bit of a long list here. We're almost done. And so now you can get down to the technical stuff of creating a brand, okay? And that will be creating your name. Okay. What do you want to do with your name? What do you want to use your first and last name? Like myself, I'm Ruby Polanco. Or do you want to create a different name, like what I did with Ruby Makeup Academy? Ruby Makeup Academy, right? I added my name and then I call it the services that I was going to be providing for the people. For makeup artists or hairstylists, usually people chooses their name. They use either 2 or 3 letters, right? And they usually use their name with makeup artist, makeup artistry, uh, beauty by Ruby, makeup by beauty, and we can use something like that. You can get more creative if you're more artistic. Then you can get more creative, but don't ever use more than 3 words for your name if you're gonna do a business name. And if you're gonna go with your name, then go with your name. Makeup by Ruby or Ruby Polanco. Like what I did. I was getting very creative with my names, and I was like, no, I'm just gonna go with what it is, Ruby Polanco. And in Hollywood, if you guys follow some of the famous celebrity makeup artists, for example, Scott Barnes. He's not Beauty by Scott Barnes, or Makeup by Scott Barnes. He's just Scott Barnes. And everybody in the whole world knows. So be careful with the name, because the name can get very messy. And at the beginning, when you are little in your business, it's fun, it's okay. And you change the name here, the name over there, and you create all this stuff. And then at the end, people can't find you because you're one name here, you're another name on YouTube, you're another name on Facebook. So you want to have consistency with your name, okay? So now, as you start building your brand, we're going to be able to also think of the theme. What theme do you want? Like for me, Ruby, right? That name says it all. So I usually go with red, right? And because I like that old Hollywood, then I can add gold. And my theme is usually red. The colors, the theme of the letters and everything that I'm going to choose for designing the website, the message, and all that. Okay, so let's move forward. Logos are not necessary, guys. You don't have to have a logo. One of the first things I hear from my girls is, I don't know what to do with my logo. What can I? No, you don't have to have a logo, guys. It can be, for right now, just your name. Just make sure the fonts are fun and the graphics are creative, and that will be good. The other one that you can do if you don't know, like a logo, something that I learned from my friend, Ree Perez, he's an actual professional brander, is that you can also turn your style could be a monogram. How about this? Can you guys see this? Can you guys see it? You guys are not on the live stream. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, so if you don't have a logo, or you feel that a logo is not for you, you can go with a monogram. This is something that my friend created for another friend of mine. Her name is Maria Andros. And look how beautiful this monogram is, So think about it. If you're going to go with a fancy brand and you don't know, like let's say you're a makeup artist and you just want to work with people that has a lot of money and all that, and so you want to create a brand that looks really fancy, a monogram is a good way to go. And you don't have to have a logo if you do that, okay? The other thing is a signature font. Don't just let people just put any fonts when you're designing. Once you have a feel for your brand, you have to have a signature. You have to have a signature font that you are going to use on everything you do. So I don't know if you guys noticed, one of the things with this, with designing your brand, is going to be a lot of consistency and being uniform. Okay, you can get creative, have fun, make sure your brand is not busy. And when I say your brand, I mean once you get to the part where you're designing a message, the content for your website. Sometimes websites tend to get really busy, different fonts, and you have to have a font that says that's you and not anybody else, right? Because how many Rubies are out there? Many Rubies. So your name, your font, your symbols, your monogram, whatever you decide to do, have to be very unique and different, tailored to your vision of what you want to do with this business. And then the other part of this is get inspired with photography. One of the ways that I was able, before I made money, that I was able to show people my brand and my culture Because once you create a brand, you're going to create a culture around it. People are going to be fans of what you do, you know. It was with photography. I remember being broke and not having a penny to even pay for advertisement or anything. So I used social media and I used a lot of photography for that, and it was pretty fun, and people were able to feel me and see my classes and feel the students, and they could say, I still remember people used to say, "Oh my God, I just can't wait to be a Ruby girl. You guys look like you're so much fun. Everybody looks so beautiful." You see, without me telling them that that was my brand, they were reading that back to me just by looking at photos, okay? So I hope this will help you to kind of start creating a vision, designing, you know, your brand. And then as you're designing your brand, all the technical stuff, of course, you don't do that. You're going to hire someone to do that. But because now your vision is very clear, when they send you and they give you just anything, you will say, no, that's not my brand. You're going to know right here that that is not how your brand is going to look or feel. So I really hope that this little bit of training does help you get started on your branding. And then just make sure you hire someone that knows, you know, branding, not just anybody that knows how to use Photoshop and puts, you know, your name on a business card. You have to hire someone that understands color, theme, consistency, you know, and they can feel your passion for your business. Anyways, and now using social media, I was just talking about that. We can use social media. So many of the brands that we love now, they were born in social media, and it was because of the name, the consistency, showing a little bit of their true self, right? Not just like being phony. And then photos, the style, the way that they look, the way that they feel. And then don't forget to use your hashtags, okay? You are a business. When you start posting things, don't just post because you don't have anything to do. Make sure that you post because you have something to say, something to share, whether it's your look or something that you're doing, or maybe a technique that you're practicing, and then just hashtag everything. Hashtags are very powerful, okay? So make sure that you do that, and then find out what's trending. Good ways to find out what's trending is a magazine. Just look for hashtags on social media. Another one that I like is Vine. Usually gives you different words that are trending for the day, and then create stuff or take pictures that go with that, you know, with whatever is trending. And then again, I cannot say it enough. Make sure that you're consistent. If you're going to post pictures, make sure you post them every day. Make sure you post a couple of times a day, not just random whenever you feel like it. It is a business. I know that social media feels like it's personal. We're just talking here. We're just having fun. It's not. Now social media is a business, and it makes a difference in the world if you have consistency and if you treat it like a business. So you need to really start having consistency when you post, using hashtags, and just keep moving forward. I really hope that this helped you guys, because everything is going to start from here. And if you have any questions, okay, please tell me if you have questions, okay? Because now I have my assistant right behind the camera who is helping me right now to make sure that I stay on track, and, you know, and that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And so now this is it, okay? So I hope that, you know, now you understand the vision, the power of having passion into your business and bringing that out to turn it into a brand, okay? And then I gave you the steps. And if you wanna, I was gonna say, if you want a copy of everything that I was saying here, go ahead and email me at info at what? Go ahead and say it loud.
info@rubymakeupacademy.com.
Okay, go ahead and email me at info@rubymakeupacademy.com, and I'm gonna be able to send you a PowerPoint, okay, that you can just kind of read this. And also you're probably going to have access to this video if you need to hear all this all over again. So please go ahead and ask some questions, okay, so we can talk about, you know, whatever doubts or something. Maybe I was going too fast and you guys didn't understand, or any personal questions about your business or your brand. I also want to take a minute to share with you about a program that I created, and it's called Fame and Fortune. It's a 3-day certification business program that I created just for you. for the artist, okay? This program is a 3-day class, as I say, and I'm gonna teach you everything that I have learned in the last 10 days, okay? I mean, 10 years, not 10 days. In the last 10 years of doing business, from how I started with no money, how I created a brand, how I market myself, how I broke into Hollywood. And one of the amazing things with this program also is that I will bring some of my famous people in Hollywood to come and tell you how they got started, to come and give you their tips on how they got started. Last time, the first one that I did a few months ago, I had my publicist telling you how to get into magazines. I had Scott Barnes telling you how he got started and how he got to work with the names that he worked with now, you know. I also had a friend of mine, Melissa Lance, who owns an internet business. So she came and talked to my girls, my Fame and Fortune team, and how she got started with $2,500 for it with her online business, and now she has a $1 million business. So don't you want to learn that? I was pretty amazed by her, really. I have not heard her story before that day, and it was pretty amazing. So you're gonna learn how to make money, how to brand yourself, how to work with social media, market yourself, and also you're gonna have the opportunity to meet some of my amazing friends that will tell you how they made it to where they are. Let me see. 3-day program. Also with this, you're gonna get an internship with me where you are actually gonna work with celebrities with me, and that's gonna help you build your portfolio. It comes with a VIP photo shoot where I help you, you know, work with photographers, high-end photographers, and it comes with a 3 private phone call consultation. Where you guys can talk to me for 3 hours, or you can split them and use them in different times. The total value of this is $19,000. And if you guys decide to take this class for you guys, all you have to say is that mention the live stream, tell them that you learn about this program here, and you will get it for $2,500. If you are interested in this and you just want to know more information, make sure that you right below this video, there's a form there where you can enter your information, and one of my girls will call you back. Again, no obligation. It's going to be a 3 days of learning so much with amazing people. It's a $2,500 program. So if you guys are interested, don't forget to do that. Let me see. I want to find out if we have any questions.
What is the best way to start on social media?
What is the best way to start on social media? That's a great question. And the answer might sound stupid, but you just have to start. Don't be afraid. Don't wait until you're perfect. Don't wait until you have more experience. Get the experience as you're doing it with social media. I started like that. I started actually with MySpace. Okay, and pretty soon after 6 months just posting pictures of my work behind the scene and doing things like that, I started getting a lot of followers, and pretty soon I was making really good money just through social media, you know, I mean through MySpace. And then Facebook became popular, and I got into that, and pretty much that we did really well, you know. And now with Instagram, the same way. I have done the same way, you know. I just start my account, I start posting pictures. I noticed that people loves to see behind the scene photos and a lot of selfies. So if you're good with selfies, start with that. If not, start working with your behind the scene pictures. And if you're not good with selfies, can I tell you, you just have to do it. The people that look really good on selfies, they didn't just start it and they were amazing. They did it a lot of times. Plus, they don't just grab the phone and take one picture and they go, they're done. I seen my girls taking pictures. They take about 1,000 pictures to find one. And then, of course, you have to kind of make them pretty. You know, use a filter or something like that. But that's the best way to do it. Just make sure you just do it. Seriously, just do it like Nike, you know. Just get started and start posting pictures of yourself, your work, and behind the scene. One more.
What is the best way to get your name out there when you're first getting started? How to get experience?
what is the best way to get your name out there when when you're brand new in this business? Huh. Now that's a good one. And the best way, guys, is to network. Network, and then network some more. And by network, I mean go to events like trade shows and introduce yourself to makeup artists. Ask them if you can assist them. Even if you feel stupid, trust me, we all do, but you have to kind of do that. Also, the other way is to do internships. For me, my graduates, they get internships where they get to work with you know, on set with photographers. They do fashion shows. Sometimes they work with me. Other times they get to work with celebrities, you know. And so the best way, if you're a Ruby girl, do the internships. I promise you, your life will change. The other way, I mean, I don't know if you're coming from another school, ask them if they have an internship. But if they don't, go to modelmayhem.com and create an account and start networking with photographers. That's a website where photographers, models, makeup artists, hairstylists, they come together and they network, they meet, they do photo shoots, and then they do the work for free, but they get photos to build their portfolios, and then they build relationships with people. And believe it or not, I got a few good jobs out of Model Mayhem when I was doing this 10 years ago. And some of those relationships I still have. And now that we grew together, these people put me in like really good events. And so it's a good way to start right there. Couple more.
How do you branch out and be able to charge the price that you want when you're fresh out of school?
Oh, that's a good one. I love that one. It's one of my favorites. I'm actually going to do a class on that later next month, but let me answer this one. Here's what it is. You spend the money to go to school. You are a professional, right? Why are you charging $35? Why do you think you have to wait until you actually have more experience? It's going to be hard to do it if you start like that. So my advice to you is, if you know you're good, you graduated, you might be a little bit insecure, right? And if you don't feel you're ready, go back and retake some of the classes. When you feel that your hand feels better, that's when you're going to create a price list. Okay, and start with what you feel is good money. And I mean, don't do, oh, like I'm new, fresh out of school right now, let me just charge $35 or $50. No, you're a professional. So ask yourself, how much do you want to make? If you want to make $100, $150, you start with that. But at the beginning, you're new. You're like, well, it's easy to say it, right? Because, oh yeah, I'm just going to charge $150. But what I do with my girls is, you're going to say that you charge $150, but for this week only, I have a $50 discount or a 50% discount. So you're going to start with the price of $150 for a promotional. For a time, you're going to have a promotion where they're going to pay only half the money that you charge, because you're a little bit slow, not because you're new, okay? Or because it's one of those weekends where you don't have a lot of work. And so once you do that, okay, as you gain the experience, you're going to raise the prices. And instead of saying 50% off, you can say just 20% off, and eventually you're going to get to the price that you want. That's how I started with the school. I wanted to charge $3,000 for my program, and I started with, okay, this weekend only, you're going to get 50% off if you register with me at Ruby Makeup Academy. And so they were paying like $1,500, right? And I will get like 5, 10 people. Next week, I will say only $500 discount. And you see how I got to $2,500? And then after that, there was no discount. There was maybe some promotions, there were different things, but then that's how you do it. So you allow yourself 6 months to do this. Start right now. If you just graduated, start right now. What's your price? $100, $150? Think about it, okay? And then from there, you want to reduce the price by giving a discount to where people are comfortable to pay for it. I hope this helps.
How do you get sponsors, and how do you network the most?
I'm assuming when you say, how do I get sponsors, you mean like people, cosmetic stores, right? Like on IG. You have to have some numbers. I know for sure that some companies will send you product if you have at least 20,000 followers. Less than that, they don't want to invest the money, the product, and send it to people. But you can also just call the company and say, hey, I'm an Instagram blogger, or I have this many followers and I'm interested in testing your products. The other way is you actually go to the trade shows, you bring your business card and you tell them, you know what, I'm a blogger or I'm an Instagram person and I have this many followers, and I am actually here because I heard so much about your product and I would like to try it. If you do let me try it, I will write a review on it, on the product. And usually they like that, they're looking for those things. Some companies, they're really busy with the big names, so you might not be able to get to them until you have more bigger numbers. And what was in the network, right?
How do you network the most?
How do you network? Show up to every party that they invite you to. And I mean parties in the industry, either fashion week, trade shows. Trade shows usually have a party either before or after, and you just do it. You introduce yourself. When you see that there's an event somewhere with some of your favorite IG people, just show up to those things. You're going to feel awkward at the beginning, maybe bring a friend and just say hi to people and introduce yourself. Pretty soon they'll notice you and they'll start talking to you.
It says, when will you have more internships available, and do you plan on doing any online classes in the future that will provide a certificate?
Okay. The classes online, not yet. It's something that I've been working on, but I don't want to put something that is just half-fast done, It has to be good. It has to have the quality that I always preach, with my programs. And so I'm not ready for that yet, but it is something that we're working on. And what was the other part?
Internships.
And internship. We have so many internships right now, guys. If you're a Ruby grad and you're not taking them, you're wasting time and money, because the internships will open doors. I have so many girls that they will come to me and say, can I at least hold your brushes? And they will get in like that. Serious, not that I get them to hold my brushes. They actually get to do makeup, but they'll just come to me with that, And they actually are doing pretty good right now. But I have to see your work. I have to see you working, doing different internships. I try to follow as many people as I can. And if you hashtag Ruby Makeup Academy or Makeup by Beauty, I will find your work. And once I start looking at your work, I can bring you also to do internships with me.
Should we share our prices on social media or only one-on-one?
I'm a salesperson, and I feel that if I share my price online, you might get scared and run away and not ever talk to me about it. And so I rather have people call me and I'll tell you the price. For the school, I have a set price, right? So it doesn't matter. I just want people to call us so we can tell them, don't get scared of the price. Look at everything that you're getting with this. But as a makeup artist, I will say that just have people talk to you first. So if you're saying I'm charging $150, they might say, well, so and so is charging $50. Now you can say, well, the reason is because this is what I do for you. And again, remember the experience of your brand. This is where it's going to become really handy to know your brand and what is the experience that you want to create with them. And you're going to be able to just talk to them. And if at the beginning they thought that 150 was too much, now they're going to say, this is it. For your experience and for what you're going to bring to the table, I'm paying more than what the other person is charging me, And so that's the best way to do it. That's it. We can go over a minute or two if we have a few more questions.
Okay. How do you drive more traffic to your social media and Facebook fan page?
Facebook has become a little bit more of advertisement. It used to be very, I did really good. Like for my fan page, I think in a year I grew my page from 3,000 to 50,000 likes on the fan page. But now that people are so much more in Instagram, it's hard to attract the people. one of the easiest way is to actually pay for it, through Facebook. Invest like maybe $50, $100, and figure out how much that budget is going to last you, and you can actually do that. And that will help you grow your likes, but usually they're not true fans. The best way the way that I did it was just posting pictures of my work, posting pictures of the classrooms. And I did it during a specific times of the day that were the most traffic, hours. For example, I will do in the morning from 8 a.m. to about 10 a.m. I will do it maybe like around 12 to 1, because that's when everybody's on a lunch break and they're on social media. And then usually between 6 to 9 p.m. is a really good time to post your pictures, because that's when the most people will see your post. So those three times are the best time for you to grow your social media and attract more people. And the hashtags, by the way, that's the best way. Okay? Hope this helps.
How do I become a teacher or an assistant for a school? What do you suggest?
Okay. For an assistant or school to become for an assistant or a teacher, I will say you have to have experience. If you just want to be an assistant, you have to be good at what you do. You have to have at least a couple of years of experience. For me in my school, you have to assist at least a year before you can even go into teaching a class, if you have less than 5 years of training, right, of experience. If you have more than 5 years in the industry and you want to be a teacher, I put you through a 3 to 6 month training, and then you can teach the classes. But your resume have to show your experience, and it have to obviously show on yourself that you know makeup, because as you guys know, now it's not so much about you know how to do makeup, it's you know how to do makeup. You have to represent your face as your business card. So when I'm looking for assistants or teachers, the first thing I look at is your face, and I go, wow. And if your face is beat, you're probably one of my girls to get hired. So I think that's what all the schools look for when they're looking for a teacher or an assistant.
Is it better to only specialize in makeup, or do you suggest specializing in more than one thing?
I feel that you can learn more than one thing, but we usually tend to specialize in one. Like, I know how to do hair, a little bit of body painting. I know how to do airbrush, right? But my specialty is makeup. I can do my hair, I can curl someone's hair, but I will never create a masterpiece. And for me, if I want to be the best at what I do, I have to create a masterpiece every time I do my talent, every time I work with someone. So don't try to do everything. Try to specialize on one thing, become a master at what you do. But you do want to have more skills to be able to, when you go to a job, it doesn't matter what they need, you can do it. You might not be the best, but you can do it. And that's valuable for me. Okay. One more, and this is it, okay? And then if you guys have more questions, you can see me. You can just leave them on Instagram under one of my pictures and just tag me, and I'll be able to answer any of your questions if I don't get to all the questions right now. So,
when setting appointments with a client, is it normal to charge by hour, or do you charge for the full face at one flat price?
Okay, when setting up appointments with a client, is it better to charge per hour or per application, right? I think that's like a flat rate. I will do a flat rate. There's no way someone wants to pay you per hour. Also, because if you say, I charge $50 an hour or $100 an hour, they'll think you're crazy. But if you say, I charge $150 for the makeup application, whether you do it on 30 minutes or in 2 hours, it doesn't matter. They'll pay that one flat rate. So no hourly. Make sure you have a flat rate. Okay? Good. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys learn branding, and I really hope you guys like this class. And if you have more questions, please don't forget to hit me up on Instagram. I'm always there. So I'll see you guys there. Thank you.